Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Special Demon Souls stream. I am very excited for this stream because I have not played this game before. I've played the PlayStation 3 version, but I have long wanted to play the PlayStation 5 version. And we were going to do Elden Ring after Luigi's Mansion, but I remembered that Ammo had graciously offered for me to borrow his PS5 to play Demon Souls. And yes, that you can see Ammo's list of games. We could just play Multiverses or Dragon Ball Fighters instead, but we're going to play Demon Souls. And this is going to be a kind of a different kind of stream than we usually do, or I usually do on the channel, because, you know, it's almost always a co-op thing with me and Cam. I've done one solo stream before, but that was sort of like a kind of a one-off gimmicky thing because I think Cam had to drop out at the last minute or something, and I did like the ASMR stream. If people liked the ASMR thing, we can bring that back and just have like drone like meditation music playing in the background. But this is just going to be me playing through the game and kind of giving my impressions on Demon Souls. And I'm really excited for it. Demon Souls, the PlayStation 3 version, is one of my favorite Souls games. It's kind of like almost tied with Elden Ring for number 3. I really, really like it. I think it's underrated. I'm excited to talk about it because Cam has not played it, so we haven't really talked about it. So I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. I think when I boot it up, there's going to be a cutscene. There's like two cutscenes. There's the one that plays after you make your character, and then there's the one that plays before the game, like the menu screen even shows up. So we're going to watch that one. Here we go. Let me know if the game is too quiet or anything. It's kind of quiet on my end. Okay. Hopefully that's better. I don't need it to be super loud because I want to talk over it eventually, but... God, the new graphics, though. They look so good. There's not a lot to miss here content-wise. Like, the intro cutscene, at least what we've seen of it so far, is just like, here's what combat in this game is going to be like, right? And it's interesting how, like, many mechanics they sort of incorporate into just like watching people fight in this intro cutscene. Like there's the co-op thing. I think there was some parrying earlier. I'm also super excited to play this game like with co-op and PvP functions because when I played it on PS3, the PvP servers had been taken down like years ago. So I did not get the full experience. There are parts of it that are intended to be connected to online. Like, oh god, what's, the monk? What's the name of the monk character? Old monk? Yeah, that's a PvP thing. Alright, here we are. So now, we make our character. I actually had Jesse make a character for me earlier because it lets you save them. So I'm just going to pull that up. Oh wait, hold on. I need to change the class. We're going to be royalty, which is kind of the mixed magic build. The way that builds work in Demon Souls, for people who have not played it, including Cam, is a little different than the way they ended up working in Dark Souls. Like, from Dark Souls 1 onwards, you are very much, the game is very much encouraging you to pick like a stat and focus on that stat. Like, you need to be like a strength character or a dex character. And that is true to a certain extent here. But the game, the way that the enemy encounters work and the types of enemies and their defenses that you will run into, sort of expects you to be able to do more or less everything. They want you to be able to be a jack of all trades, I think. And I played it pure strength first time. I actually picked like the barbarian class, the one that starts with the club. And I played through a lot of it with the club until I got the meat cleaver, which is like the best strength weapon by a lot in this game. But I'm going to do royalty because I did not get to mess around with the magic stuff in this game at all. And the magic stuff looks really cool, and there's so many parts of it that like are intended for you to play with magic. So we're going to have that experience. And here's the character that Jesse made. Yeah, we want to erase. We want to overwrite that. Yeah. No. No! I thought I was overwriting the other save file. I just messed it up. Okay, I'm going to try to make the thing that Jesse made as quickly as I can. I think we started with... there was one with red eyes. This. Yeah, this is very close. We didn't actually change much from here. Because we kept that hair. And I think we ended up keeping this preset paint, like the makeup situation. She put a scar on her, though. It was this scar. Yeah, I like it. She picked a different eye thing, too. We liked the red eyes. We wanted her to look kind of like demonic, as the game kind of calls for. Which eyes did we settle on? I think it was this. And I think that's really all we changed. She might have changed a couple of other small things. Oh, she did kind of change the skin tone a little bit. She wanted her to look kind of like unhuman a little, like gray or like zombified or something. That is kind of where we started. She changed some stuff here. Yeah. Thank you, Cam, for noting how much of a classic stream this is already. I don't think she messed with the age. Okay, this is it. Jesse named this character Rue. So we're going to stick with that. Okay, cool. Another cutscene time.
King Alant the 12th, by channeling the power of souls, brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern kingdom of Boletaria. That is, until the colorless deep fog swept across the land. Boletaria was cut off from the outside world, and those who dared penetrate the deep fog never returned. But Valifax of the Royal Twin Fangs broke free from the fog and told the world of Boletaria's plight. That the old King Alant had roused the Old One, the great beast below the Nexus, from its eternal slumber, and that a colorless fog had swept in, unleashing terrible demons. The demons hunt down men and claim their souls. Those who lose their souls lose also their minds. The mad attack the sane, and chaos reigns. Valifax also spoke of the enticing power of the demon souls. Each time a demon claims a human soul...
Yeah, there is a lot of, like, people to keep track of in this game, and I don't have them all straight. I know kind of the basic general arc of this, and I'll try to talk about what sense I make of it as of now.
The
In a minute.
legend spread quickly. Mighty warriors lured by the possibilities braved the fissure to breach the accursed land. But none have returned. Bjor of the Twin Fangs. Yurt the Silent Chief. Saint Urbane. Skirva the Wanderer. The sixth Saint Astria with her knight Garl Vinland. And Sage Frake the Visionary. The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's borders. Humankind faces a slow and steady extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope. A lone warrior who has braved the baneful fog. Ah, has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Okay, so I'm going to hit yes on this in a second. But first, I want to try to make sense of that intro cutscene, because it is a lot in terms of... You don't actually see that much, but the narration just includes so much like info dumping. And it's a little different, I think, than the way the info dumping has worked in the Souls games later. Because, I mean, I guess one thing that's different between this and Dark Souls 1 is that this is not a creation myth that we're getting here. Like, we're not hearing about the beginning of the civilization. We're kind of entering into the civilization, or like we're dropping into the civilization as this great cataclysm has befallen. Kind of like Elden Ring, I guess. Elden Ring is similar to Demon Souls in a lot of ways. But the cataclysm in this case is like this fog that has rolled in and is just like exterminating human life, I think. And there's this one city, Boletaria. It's like a kingdom in the middle of like the continent that you know this game sort of takes place in. We mostly stay in Boletaria, but well, actually that's not true. We bop around a lot of places. Anyways, Boletaria, big walled city. I think people were coming to Boletaria for refuge, or they might have been coming as like a part of a revolution or something. I'm a little unclear on that. Ammo, you could explain it to me in chat if you know the answer to that question. And the King Allant, did not, I guess, want people to do either of those things, regardless whichever one it was. He had like formed some sort of pact with a demon, and I think maybe his pact with a demon might have been what caused the fog. Not totally sure on that either. But so he like unleashes a bunch of other demons to kill the people who are like coming into Boletaria, and so like the rest of the world sort of gets more or less exterminated, or to kind of enters into sort of a post-apocalyptic state. And our character is going to be a person who's like coming in to try to like overthrow Allant, and maybe let the apocalypse happen, or maybe try to keep... It's kind of like a light the bonfire at the end of Dark Souls 1 sort of thing. We're going to have a choice, I believe. But anyways, let's do... Jess, do you have things you want to say?
Oh, do they like the character? What do they think?
They like the character, yeah. Though I did mess up the saved version of her. Like I accidentally overwrote her.
Are you serious?
But I remade her pretty quickly, about as close as I could.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
I'm so... that was my work of art.
Devastating. Okay, we need to actually play this game. So I'm gonna play the Journey to the Nexus. I've been watching the cutscene and talking about it.
Sheesh.
Yeah, sorry. Anyways, here we go. Here she is.
Brave soul who fears not.
She still looks great.
Yes, they have it.
Yeah.
I shall guide you to the fissure. So that you may lull the old one back to slumber.
Are you gonna sit here for the stream?
Oh, probably. I like this purple sparkle.
Okay, here we are. Outpost passage. kind of like the, I mean, it's basically our undead asylum. It's like a tutorial area, but it kind of feels more like the intro to Elden Ring because it's gonna like direct us to somewhere where we're gonna end up dying, and then get beamed somewhere entirely different. You can never come back here.
Yeah, let's see. Is she green? You made her very gray.
I was trying to do as close as to I remembered you doing with the skin, but I was working under time pressure.
Cheesecake time. Oh, I wish. It's like mush.
I'm glad that's Kev. I'm glad Kev is enjoying cheesecake time.
Oh, Kev, I wish I had that cheesecake. Is it good? Is it standard cheesecake or is it? You got some chocolate chips, some raspberries. What do you know about it?
I think this game and Dark Souls 1 of the whole series do a really, really good job at tutorializing you through combat encounters. Like they first let you attack one guy, and then they let you attack two guys, and then you attack a guy with a shield, and then you attack a guy with like armor. It like ramps up in a very like almost mathematical sort of way. So that you can kind of like put the pieces together of how the combat works as you're playing. Anything in chat for me to respond to?
Let's see if you can scroll down.
You cannot. Where? I think I can jump over this. I did it earlier. Yeah, that's weird. I think they included that. Oh, there's a broken ladder. I don't remember if that was in the original or not, like leaping over that thing, because you don't have a jump button in this game. It's really weird that you would have to leap over anything. It's like a unique mechanic, unless they're going to include that all over the place in the remake. I don't know. I hate my little stabby rapier. Like, I don't want a weapon that just pokes forward. That's not my style. But this is what we start with if we want those magic stats at the beginning of the game. I do have a staff. I could just use spells, but I don't want to use my spell energy on these little jabronis. Kev's making his own cheesecake, Cam says. Sounds like a good time. Okay, another thing that's weird about this game, as I think everybody watching probably already knows, the health is limited. So I have to consume things to heal, and I'm going to do that now. Oh man, Crescent Moon is like nothing. Half Moon is what you want, but you don't get very many of them. Is there anything else? At least not at this point in the game, you don't get very many of them. Make sure I don't miss anything. There's a Crescent one. Messages look like bloodstains each year. So red. Okay, just teach me how to backstep. I don't think there is anything else down here. Unless this is something? No, it's not. Okay. Let's touch the Archstone. The bonfire in this game. Forlorn Outpost. Alright. I do like that the rapier staggers pretty much everybody. At least at this point. It's not going to stagger this next, or the next kind of guy I'm going to fight. But as long as I get the first hit, I can basically just keep staggering. Oh! Man. The hitboxes are very precise. Okay, here's Tough Boy. This is like, learn to parry, Demon Souls says. And it is easier to parry in this game than it is in Dark Souls 1, but I'm still going to mess it up a lot because it's still hard. There we go. Sweet. Let's have some grass. Probably should have done that before that encounter, but you know. Here's another boy. I think it's the same one with a shield. Again, like, there we go. Man, the animations are so good. Is there a surprise guy in here? I feel like there is. No, maybe not. What's this message say? Oh, yeah. I want to use magic later. Not right now. Fight. Oh. Also, another thing that is going to be kind of unique about this stream is that I'm not super familiar with this game. I've played it the one time quite a while ago at this point. And I definitely did not like commit it to memory. So you're kind of going to see me experience one of these games like sort of for the first time. Because I am going to forget a lot. Okay, I don't think this fog door gets me to the boss. I think it gets me close to the boss, so don't need to heal just yet. Yeah, I think it's the last dude for the boss. Oop. The rolling feels a little slower to me. I don't remember if it felt slow in Demon's Souls PS3, but it does feel a bit slow in Demon's Souls PS5. Like in Dark Souls 1, when you have a fast roll, you kind of like leap into the air, and it at least feels like you're going very fast. I don't know like how many frames it takes here versus there, but it feels slower to me. I don't know. Might just be an optical illusion thing. The sounds of combat sound absolutely terrible. I don't know if I agree. Okay, Vanguard Demon, which is basically just the Asylum Demon. It's supposed to kill you. Yeah, you are definitely not going to win this encounter, but we're going to give it a fighting chance. I do not expect to win. Also, my magic is going to run out, and there ain't no blue Estus flask to get it back. I don't think. I might have an item. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, yep. Pretty much one hit can kill you against that guy. Especially if you're not topped off. It's time for the Nexus, though.
Soul
We
of
love the
lost
Nexus.
Withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world
Here's our
might be mended.
level up waifu, the Maiden in Black. It's kind of weird in retrospect that Dark Souls 1 does not have like a quote-unquote level up maiden. Not that I think that's like a great trope or anything. It's actually a little weird. I don't know. But every other game has one. I guess Sekiro also doesn't. Okay, so I died. I am now a ghost. I am a spirit, and I'm stuck in the spirit world. Note my health is at half when you are a ghost, or like, you know, the Dark Souls equivalent of this is like unimmered or hollowed or whatever. I always have half health, which freaks people out, but better to think of full health as a buff. You're actually given enough health to like be able to play through huge chunks of the game at half health. But anyways, let's look around. Here's our crestfallen warrior.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you? You came for demon souls? Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero? Hunting for demons? Try one of the archstones. Now go. That is why you came, is it not? To this accursed Boletaria.
So it gives us a little bit more information, or I guess the same amount of information as we get from the Crestfallen Warrior in Dark Souls 1. When that character is like, well, you gotta ring 2 bells, dude. You think it's 1 bell, but you gotta ring 2 bells. This guy is just like, hey, if you wanted to save Boletaria, you gotta go through the Archstones. These are basically levels. They just like take you to discrete areas. In the original game didn't even have names. They were just like 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2. There's 5 of them. But let's keep talking to people.
I'm Stockpile Thomas.
Guess what he does?
When the Scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
The characters in this game do have a lot of personality to them, even though this guy's name is literally Stockpile. Like just the flavor of him talking about like his wife and children dying to the scourge and stuff like that. I feel like that is a thing that most merchants in other Souls games are not going to talk to you about. Okay, there is also like encumbrance in this game, so I don't want to carry a bunch of stuff, which is why you need a stockpile character. One thing that's very annoying about Demon Souls actually is the encumbrance thing, because later on you will come across a lot of stuff you want to pick up that you just can't.
I abandoned
like
my
inevitably.
wife and daughter.
Though I think you can send stuff back to Stockpile Thomas remotely in this version of the game.
When I came to, I was in this nexus. I haven't dared venture outside these walls since. I wish I could do more, but I am ignorant.
Like, this guy's just talking to us about like his fears and anxieties and stuff, you know. It's
The Candle Maiden cared for me during my first
Candle
days here.
Maiden. Oh yeah, they do call her a
She says
Candle
very
Maiden because
little,
she has like wax over her
She's
eyes.
a kind heart.
Where is she though?
She's just the age my young daughter would have been. Poor girl. Trapped here with her eyes occluded by wax. If only something could be done to help her.
Anything else?
If only
Yeah, that's it.
something
Okay.
could be done to
I also neglected to finish talking to this dude. I think he probably had more to say.
You came for demon souls.
Wait, is
Or
this
to
the same thing?
save the- It's all. We're welcome here.
Oh, right. That was new dialogue. Wonder if he'll say it again. Yes.
Came for demon souls. Or to save this land and be remembered as a hero. But it's all the same. You're just another prisoner of the Nexus. We're welcome here. As long as we keep slashing up demons.
First little hint that your journey is not really the noble heroic one that your character probably imagines it as. Here's the blacksmith who sucks. There's a blacksmith that's good later.
You new here. Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons. Or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
I like that the game sort of narrativizes, like explaining mechanics to you. Like, you are going to have to upgrade your weapon, right? But like, there's sort of like a story character reason why your person would know to do that or be able to do that. Like, you meet this guy who tells you about it, basically. I don't know. It's cool.
If you hadn't heard.
Yeah, here's the other
Another
blacksmith.
at the entrance to Stone Fang Mine. He's an eccentric old man. He knows his trade well. He's the only sane one left in a town of soul-starved men. If you do meet him, no, forget it. That stubborn old ne'er-do-well will just chase you off.
He is a stubborn old ne'er-do-well.
There aren't enough smithing tools in this temple to handle all the work. Only certain ores can be used to forge weapons. But you'll just have to make do. And be thankful that I can do anything for you at all in this forsaken place.
I'll talk about it more when we get there, but that area where the other blacksmith is, Stonefang Tunnel, that's World 2. It's kind of designed for you to just like go mine. Like there's just all the upgrade materials are there. So like you want to grind your weapon, you just like go there and find your materials and you come back to this dude. It's interesting how like the different worlds of this game sort of like serve purposes to one another as opposed to just like being a ramping up of combat challenges, because you can like bounce around between them in anywhere you want. So like it's strategic to like go back to Stonefang Tunnel like between various other challenges that you've overcome.
And be thankful.
Okay, he's already said that. Okay, I don't think we can upgrade anything yet. Actually, I don't want to upgrade this rapier. This rapier sucks. Do you have anything that is not this rapier? Nothing I can afford. They're a little stingy with souls in this game. But I would probably like to have a short sword or a battle axe. Both seem cool. I don't know if I'm going to lean more dex or more strength. It kind of depends on what weapons I come across. When I have played these games on stream in the past, I like very much have a plan for my build on the outset. And with Demon Souls, when I played it my first time, I committed to pure strength, right? But aside from that, I didn't really know anything about like the weapon setup in the game, and I still kind of don't. So I'm sort of feeling it out. But let's go ahead. Or actually, can we meet the Maiden in Black? Is she around? I think that maybe you don't meet her until you die in Boletaria. So I think I will jump to Boletaria. 1-1. Will it let me go to 2-1? Oh yeah, it'll only let me go to 1-1 because it wants this to be like your introduction to the game. Because it is kind of like the Undead Burg area. Boletaria Palace is amazing. I love this level. Like the things that are cool about Stormveil Castle in Elden Ring are cool. Basically because they're ripping off Boletaria Palace in a lot of ways. Like it's just a big Boletaria Palace like stuck in the middle of Elden Ring. And it is neat that like in the original it was referred to as 1-1. Because, you know, that does bring to mind like 1-1 of Mario Brothers, which people have kind of talked endlessly about, like just how good of game design it is and how well it like teaches the player how to do everything. And this level does that. It does that for the whole Souls series. It had to. This was everybody's introduction to like Souls combat, or like when it came out, of course. The world's introduction to how Souls works. Which is, you know, its own genre now. Oh wait, I thought I had my rapier out. I do not. So immediately you get hit with like a ambush. Because you've already kind of fought enemies one at a time. So it's like, okay, well now deal with like an unfamiliar environment, essentially. Like the environment is now your, like your challenge. Now that you kind of understand what combat is from the tutorial area. And the environments in this game are so like rich and lived in. They feel like real places in ways that a lot of other Souls games do not. Oh, forgot about that, surprise boy. First backstab, I didn't even really mean to do it. I haven't really been fishing for him. I got this. Ooh, don't kill me. Got this stupid pokey rapier. I I may just get enough souls to go back and get a better weapon. I really don't like this. Let's see. There's one guy over here. And so, like, to the point I was making earlier about these areas feeling really lived in, like, this is a defensive structure. This is a wall keeping people out of this big city. And, like, that is how the people you're fighting are stationed. Like, they are in strategic, like, battle positions to keep you out. In a way that, like, Anne Orlando kind of is. But I think even Anne Orlando feels a little, like, video gamey to me compared to this. And I love Anne Orlando, don't get me wrong. Almost fell in that pit. Glad I didn't do that. They put this pit here for you to, like, be curious about and maybe jump down and think you're going to get something out of it. But no, I think it just kills you. There is something magic going on there. I think that maybe there is something to do if you let yourself die, but I am not going to do that. Yeah, I agree with you, Cam. There are places in Elden Ring that feel very lived in, and that's why Elden Ring, like, immediately reminded me a lot of Demon Souls more than the other games. I think Elden Ring does this stuff really, really well too. Probably Elden Ring and this are the two that feel the most like, you know, believably constructed as a world to me. Though I prefer the big, like, sprawling or, like, spiraling loopy world of Dark Souls 1 to any of them, just because of, like, the interconnectedness of it is so fun. Whoop. Nope, 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 no, no, get me out, get me out. I thought I was fighting one guy for a second. Here we go. Oops. Grass time. About to get cornered. Okay, one guy dead. Other guy dead. I mean, should I add a death counter for dying to the demon at the beginning? The one that they want you to die to? Cast your vote in chat. Does the death to the, you know, purposeful death boss count as a death if you can technically beat him? For the sake of the stream. This is a very Bolitar, or a very Stormvale Castle type beat in here. Like, there are rooms in Stormvale Castle that look exactly like this. They're constructed exactly like this in terms of, like, you going upstairs where there's people throwing bombs at you at the top and, like, explosives that you have to be aware of. Like, it's like almost beat for beat. Hey, Daniel. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I'm letting Cam be the deciding vote here since no one else voted. We're going to say we're still at 0 deaths. Oh, there's also a lot of stuff in this level that's, like, trying to get you to realize that fire is very powerful, because fire is the weakness of the boss of this area. Like, you basically have to have fire, otherwise you will not win. I mean, you could do it without fire, but it's, like, really tedious. Again, Demon Souls wants you to be a jack of all trades. It wants you to use the items. It wants you to kind of take advantage of everything you have access to. Oop. We're in a tight spot. Come down here, buddy. Do you have to be stuck on the world geometry? What if we didn't do that? Right. All right. this is such a tantalizing little item. You can get it later, but it really, like, you really want to know how to get in there. A cool way the game is kind of teaching you that the map is going to loop back on itself. Like, they do it in such a conspicuous way. More Stormvale Castle stuff. Bye. Oh, we got 2 brooms. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go in here. We can fight when you're ready to play nice. Okay. Oh! Mean. Whoop. Cam, to go back to your earlier point about the combat noises, the combat noises in the PS3 Demon Souls are very different from Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls as well, not Dark Souls 2. And so I think that the remake was trying to capture some of that. Like, it's sort of... it sounds clunky. Like, it sounds like iron hitting iron, right? In a way that is, like, not necessarily pleasing to the ear. There's going to be a boulder here. The first boulder trick. And it opens this up. We love it. You love to see it. The bastard sword. Can I wield that? Do I have the stats to wield that? Because that would be really cool. I do have the stats. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I need 18 strength. What does my stats even look like right now? You can't level until you beat the first boss. Kind of like Cleric Beast in Bloodborne. Okay, so we got a little bit more dexterity than we do strength. So going in that direction eventually would be easier. We have plenty of magic. We have plenty of faith. I forget the difference between magic and intelligence. I guess magic, one of them is probably how much like magic, like how much your magic gauge goes up. And then the other is like what kind of spells you can use. I just don't remember which one is which. I'm assuming it's intelligence just because of that's the where it's placed on the menu, right below health. Our health is kind of low. I think that's probably where we want to go first, is like figure out the health situation. I also need to be utilizing my range more because I keep forgetting that I have these spells, and I've been preaching about how important it is to use stuff other than melee in this game. Let's see, what did Cam say in chat? I wonder how much that is a coincidence of the creative freedom of Castle Dungeon. Yeah, I mean, I think that Castle Dungeons probably are a little bit, they kind of lend themselves to that sort of design. Yeah, so much easier than using that dumb rapier. But this is a pretty tricky moment. This is the first, like, really difficult, I think, kind of skirmish you find yourself in, because you got a lot of people to both sides of you. And if you are not careful about picking them off, because some of them have range and some of them don't. I guess it's the first time you're really encountering like that combo. You gotta kind of use your environment to keep yourself safe from the range while fighting the melee people. And it's a really cool little designed environment. You wanna shoot me? No? Okay. Okay, and I forget this way goes to like the first Black Knight essentially. But I think, yeah, there he is. There's the boy. But there's not, it's extremely, extremely, extremely hard at this point in the game. Like, you're not really statted for it. And also there's like not really a reward at the other end of it immediately. I think that you have to do some stuff with like world tendency or whatever, which I still don't fully understand. Like, then that opens a path. So we're not gonna bother that man. We're gonna go bother his brother. He has so there's like blue-eyed knights and red-eyed knights, and that's kind of like black knights and silver knights from Dark Souls 1. Like, that's the equivalent. Okay, but they're more fun to parry, so let me parry you, please. Alright. And this takes me like deeper into the level, but I think this takes me to a shortcut back. I think, maybe. We're gonna find out together. If this is the area that I remember it as, it looks extremely cool. Yeah. Okay, it's range time. It's range time, baby. This is how I win. Eh. Okay, this is just like... So this is placed here just so you can kind of see that the level that you are, like, navigating is this, like, interconnected loopy thing. God, the design. The design. But, like, when you notice that, I guess you don't necessarily know at that point that you're going to, like, find an actual shortcut back. But that is, I think, what we're headed towards again. And it makes you wait for such a long time. Like, it is such a treacherous, kind of intimidating looking, like, endless spiral staircase. Like, how many more of these guys are there gonna be? And, you know, my first time playing the game, I hadn't really, like, you know, gotten used to managing health and stuff like that yet. I was still dying a lot. And so, like, going into a long area like this with a lot of encounters was, like, a huge risk to me. There's something... Oh, you gotta open this. Yeah, here we go. Cling ring. This is super useful. I think what it does... Yeah, it means that when you're in soul form or the ghost spirit form, whatever, you're not fully at half health. You're now at like 75. Another way in which the whole like you're at half health for most of the game thing is a bit of a like an exaggeration, or like it's not as bad as you know some people make it out to be, or it kind of looks on the outset, because you're really at 75% for most of the game if you keep that ring on. And 75% is still a lot. Like, it's more than my magic. I will want to make myself human for plenty of stuff later, I'm sure. But right now, I'm vibing. No deaths. Oh, I guess, ooh, I didn't know this was a thing. I did not explore this when I played Demon's Souls on my own. What is this? Oh, crossbow. Cool. Cool that you would get that here, too, because, like, this is obviously designed as a place for people to post up with crossbows and take aim at folks coming up through there. The design. Okay, where is this taking us? This is just dropping us off back in here. So I just have a bit of sprinting to do. No, I have to go back around this way. Okay, new content. They make you wait a really, really long time for the boss of this. It's a huge, huge level. Like, a thing that was frustrating initially about Dark Souls was just how long Undead Burg felt. Like, I had to get through, you know, like 8 to 10 combat encounters to try the boss. And Boletaria Palace makes you do so many more than that. And it loops back in on itself, I think, multiple times before you get to the first boss, and I think that is like the intent of that choice is to like make sure you really got this before you move forward like deeper into the game. Like they want you to fight these easy enemies again and again and again until you really know what you're doing. Because like you've done a little bit of tutorial stuff, like fighting one guy at a time and fighting two guys at a time. That doesn't necessarily mean you have it like as muscle memory, right? So the length of this level like kind of forces you into that. And here's our merchant. He's a real gangly looking fella.
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling me?
He's a really interesting character. I think he says a lot of like cool stuff.
Lowly fodder. The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
I mean, I guess if there was any doubt about whether or not like this is the end times for this society, like dude's like, hey, it's the end times.
Skinny fellow, clad in the most lavish
Oh, this is interesting.
Always mumbling about some mission. He's another one who's managed to stay sane, like yourself. Probably some pampered little lordling by the looks of his attire. I'd give an arm just for the buttons off his shirt. So
he's telling us about Ostrava, who's kind of like I don't know if you could call him the Solaire of this game. He's kind of like the reverse Solaire of the game, where instead of like him showing up to help you out, you're always showing up to help him out. I guess that's like a Sigmire thing. But he doesn't have the same kind of like sadness as Sigmire. He like kind of sees himself as like this great noble hero and like doesn't think down on himself in the same way that Sigmire does. Anyways, we're gonna run into him a lot, and we're gonna save him here in a bit. And the way that he kind of interacts with the player in the world is different than like any other Dark Souls NPC, and I think it's really cool.
It is the end of Great Boletaria.
Okay, we already talked about this. Okay, let's purchase some stuff. Ooh, we can get the club. It's better than what we're using now, but there are other things that we could get. We really need fire bombs. We're gonna buy 2 fire bombs. Do I have any items that will let me?
Thanks for that.
Do I have like poppable souls? Let's see. Soul remains. The echoes of the soul of an ancient hero that linger where they were put to rest. Lures the soul deprived. I think that's kind of like a go back to your bonfire but lose all your souls item. We got pine resin, which is like, put fire on my weapon. That's useful later. Here we go. Unknown warrior souls. Let's use both these.
All right.
Don't have enough. What can I get? I can get grass. But I could get 4 of these for the same amount. Yeah, I want the 4, I think. I'm not taking a extreme amount of damage when I get hit.
Thanks for that.
This ain't Elden Ring. Okay. Onward. Onward with the rapier. Hello. Okay, now we're really getting into the thick of it. Let's just go ahead and break all these. All right. Let's make a little funnel here, guys. All right. And notice like how much magic I still have left in my gauge. Like they really want you to use magic. They let it kind of go a long way. And there's a dude up there. Can I target lock him? That would be really cool. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. Where are we going? I'm assuming this is... Actually, we could go down here. It's so open. Like, now that we're in here, it's just like, okay, this is like town square. Where do you want to go? It doesn't really feel like it's funneling you one direction or another. But what I want to do is go kill that guy. So let's go kill that guy. Oh, hello. Because he's annoying. Annoying. Okay. There's other things to do before I go through this fog gate, which is not to the boss. The way that they kind of like take you to the boss in 1-1 is weird. Ooh, can I get a backstab? Oh, no. Okay, let's do our little parry thing, friend. Come here. Nope. Poorly timed. Backstab? No. Okay. They hit you with these like Silver Knight enemies a lot in the first level. Whoop, goodbye. I think that was the annoying guy actually, so. Revenge. Doing good, we got plenty of healing items. Oh, you survived? Hello. Yeah, you just like keep kind of coming across huge gangs of people, sort of like the what is like the big like crucifixion of the werewolf in the middle of town square in Bloodborne. It's range though. I feel like there's got to be something back here. Oh, okay, here we go. I feel like we're getting close to a Strava. Another one of these boys. Anybody gonna surprise us? Just you and me, buddy. Let's go. You got no shield. Oh! Okay. Alright, you win this round. Consider this. Let me parry you. There we go. Thank you for taking that into consideration. That was very kind. Let's see. We are close to Ostrava. I feel like he's over here. I think he is. Yep, it's our boy Ostrava. Oh. Oh. Almost used a little cuss counter there. Yeah, Ostrava's like, hey, I'm surrounded. Could you help me? And then you are also surrounded. Tricky demon souls. Also, these other players' shades are really tricking me into thinking there are other enemies around. Oof. Okay. Let us heal. Let's keep our perfect record. The no depth demon souls run. How about this? Too many of you. You got too flamey of swords. Hey, Ostrava. I saved you.
My thanks for your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
Brass telescope. There is a lot of stuff to look at in this game. So like after you rescue him, he just like gives you a token of his gratitude and then he walks away and he just like keeps walking through this area. Like it's like if Solaire was just walking through Undead Burg and he was getting into combat encounters with enemies too. You know, that's what I'm saying is like interesting about Ostrava as an NPC and like the way that he interacts with the world in a way that other Dark Souls NPCs do not. Like the world feels much more alive and dynamic because like every NPC you come across, or some NPCs you come across, like are sort of like on an adventure alongside of you, and you actually see them take that adventure, you know, as opposed to like you check in with people when they're you know, at repose somewhere. It's really neat. And you also have to sort of protect him because he's an idiot and he like gets surrounded by people all the time. I'm not going to say it's like an escort quest or anything because it like if you can just ignore Ostrava and he'll be fine, right? But if you want to follow him around, it's like kind of cool. And you like have a co-op buddy without having to summon for one. But he does suck. He's not very good. We did it, Ostrava. Old buddy, old pal. Nope. Okay. Man, we are just wiling out over here in the stables. Okay. Hardstone shard. So that's like my Titanite shard or my smithing stones. Once I have a weapon that's worth upgrading, I will upgrade it. I really haven't been looking at items and reading item descriptions very much at all. I've just kind of been picking up the shinies. Also, Cam, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of taste. Maybe I like the sound and you don't. But I do think you might be over-fixating on it. I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Now I'm lost, because Boletaria Palace is big. And I do not know where I'm supposed to go. I think that in the area where I freed Ostrava, there was another path, and I don't remember if I went down it or not. Okay, I freed him here. I don't think we went this way. Oh, that is because it is just like a little dead-end loop. It is just a thing that you could get stuck in. The game teaching you about, you know, the importance of like how you're positioning yourself, what space you're in when you're fighting your enemy, that kind of thing. Yeah, we went down here. We cleared this out. Okay, Ostrava is just now pacing. And I think I'm free to go back to where that fog gate was. I think. Can I find the fog gate, though? Again, lost. I think it's up here. Yeah, it's up here. Okay, we're good. Question for the chat. I will defer to people's judgment on this. If I were to stream longer than 2 hours, would people stay to watch it? Because selfishly, I just kind of want to play a lot of Demon's Souls. I don't think I would go longer than 3, but the thought of stopping playing this game in 45 minutes makes me sad. So this is a trap. It's a very clever, like, evil trap, because there's like so many people here. If you go down there to fight them, then you get hit by the cannonball. But I think you can do a thing. Yeah, you can kill all of them. Like, there's so many like just weird, interesting, different ways that you interact with enemies and the environment in this game that you just don't see in the other Dark Souls games, because it's all like, you know, it's so like melee combat centric, which is cool. I like the melee combat in the game. I love the melee combat in these games. That's like why I play them, right? But like Demon's Souls just has so many ideas, and it's like not. It has no sense of like, I don't know. I think people have like this security thing about melee in Souls games. Like if you're not playing it that way, you're not playing the games right. And this game is like, you know, there's actually a lot of cool ways to do combat, and they're all kind of fun in their own way. Man, these spear boys are annoying. Now you're gonna be dead. The magic at this moment is sort of like serving as a stress relief. Like when I'm tired of dealing with somebody, like, okay, here's your range combat. This is like a big dragon bridge. It's kind of like the dragon bridge after the Taurus demon. So we're going to check this out first. Unless we came from this direction. I'm a little lost. Again, Voltari Palace is huge. So big. I think this is, yeah, this is a new area. So this is a place that we want to come back later when we have health and fire shields and all sorts of stuff. There's not really a ton that we can do here, I don't think, because we're just going to get burned to a crisp. Like, we are just straight up not strong enough to survive out here too long. But I think there is a thing down there I can get without alerting the dragons. Honestly, I don't want it that bad. I would rather not die. I would rather get to the boss. So let's do that. Yeah, I know, Ammo, there is kind of like a cheese the dragon on the bridge kind of thing. Like the red dragon after Taurus Demon. The one that you can shoot with arrows to get like the dragon sword. But I've never done it in this game. I have done it in Dark Souls 1. Okay, I totally forget how to survive this, so let's do our best. There we go. Maybe a bunch of those guys will be dead after that dragon comes through. But I don't know if he leaves. He might just post up there. It looks like he's gone, though. Yeah, no, I know you mean in this game. I just do not know how to do it. Okay, we're running through. Because dragons coming back, I think. The dragons, there's like a bunch of combat encounters, like with dragons kind of flying overhead in this game, where the dragons are just like on a cycle. And you have to like get through in time. Oh, God. Like, it's an insane amount of time to go without fighting a boss or getting like a good shortcut or a checkpoint. And I don't know what's behind me, so I should probably check. Hello. Man! We are really, really cornered now. It might be time to add to that death counter. But maybe not! Maybe not. Maybe not. Ooh. 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 We're struggling. We're struggling. Oh, Taria Palace. You're so good, but also so mean. I think this is a checkpoint. And I would fight all you people if I didn't have a parade chasing me. Oh, God. Magic? 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 Okay, magic. Yeah, this is one of those enemies that's like, you need magic. If you just try to do melee on him, you're just going to be doing nothing. No damage. Or fire. Fire is useful against that dude. The Phalanx from Dark Souls 1 in the Painted World. Same dude. Let's get our shortcut. Thank you very much. How we doing, everybody? Okay, we're back. We're back to the beginning of the level. And now is the time to go to the Nexus and buy some stuff, I think. Because look at all those souls. And then we can go through there and actually fight all those dudes. That would be fun. Because running is not fun. unless you got to do it. I would like to read Cam's chat about sound design, but I would like to do that during a loading screen. The Nexus. Okay. It's less a direct dislike of the sound design and more that it sounds very stock. Reminds me of a lot of sound design in dozens of Middle Ages fantasy games from the past 5 to 10 years. Particularly sounds very similar to games where the studio either had to buy stock sounds or choose to in order to cut corners on the production. Sounds a lot like For Honor, like Kingdom Come, like I don't know how to say that word. Even the 2010's Berserk adaptations. I've always really appreciated how distinct the sounds design in Soulsborne and Sekiro, and this just doesn't have the same, like, I don't know, sounds much more generic. You may be right. I mean, just because that it's not FromSoft doing it, like a smaller studio might be farming that stuff out rather than like paying people to do Foley work. They might just be buying stock stuff, right? I don't mind it. It really like sounds fine to good to me. I don't know. But I guess I haven't played a lot of those games that you're saying this sounds like too similar to.
I can forge weapons for you.
What can we buy? I kind of want to go with the sword. I kind of want to go with the short sword. But this is going to give me a little bit more oomph. And the scaling is the same. Oh, this is piercing, which I think means something about like what kind of armor it's like good against in this game. Let's go with the sword. We're gonna bread and butter sort of like simple Dark Souls stuff. And the heater shield, I think we want that because 100% physical damage. Don't have enough souls though. Do we have soul items? We do have soul items. How many does this give me? 200? And I need how many for the thing?
Trade your souls.
I need 2,000. Oh my god. Okay, we can't afford that. And our little buckler is doing just fine. And we're statted for it. Okay. We cannot yet level. We gotta beat the boss before we level. Oh hey, it's Ostrava! The Nexus is so cool. Like the way that the number of NPCs who kind of come out and hang out here and talk to you is really fun. It reminds me of like a more fully rounded like Majula, or Majula might be a little bit more fleshed out than this by the end, but people pop up in the Nexus all the time. In Majula, it's kind of spread out across the length of the game.
Before the Blight, Volataria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast.
Michael, you're right that there is kind of like a color tinting to this remake. And there's kind of a color tinting to the PS3 version too, but I think it's a little bit, they went for a different like tone in this. I actually think there's a bunch of settings where you can change the color. I'm actually really glad you brought that up because I wanted to play around with this. I heard about it. You can change the display. Yeah, visual filters. Bright, vivid, summer, winter, evergreen, monochrome. So you can actually make the game in black and white if you want to. Seems like it would be much harder that way. But there's actually one thing that is like, I think Antique might be like the original Demon Souls. Oh, Classic is the original Demon Souls. So here's what the original game looks like. We're going to go with that. I like it a lot. It's good. The Nexus is beautiful, by the way. We didn't really like spend a lot of time exploring it whenever we got dumped here because I was like talking to NPCs and talking to Archstones and stuff, but like, oh my god, this, like the design of this space, it looks amazing in the original. It looks even more amazing here. It's so big and like just vertically tall, and there's really not much to see in it. Like you can climb all the way up, and it's like mostly empty until like certain NPCs like take up residence in certain areas. And you eventually have to go up here for the final boss, I think. But it's just like a really interesting, like eerie, like almost scary, empty space. And like the design is just so unique and kind of like winding and spiraling. I love all this like glowy like script and like sacred geometry looking stuff everywhere. And I love that like this portal thing in the center is kind of like liquid. We're walking on it, of course, but like look at all that, like look at how it ripples under us. And like the depth of it too. Like it actually reminds me a lot of what the Elden Ring looks like in Elden Ring, like when you fight Radagon and like you see the symbol kind of like coming out of his body. Similar thing going on here. It's beautiful. Love it. Let's go back to Boletaria now that we have that shortcut open. Gates of Boletaria. So they gave all these levels names in the remake, which it was just 1-1 before. But I do like the idea of there being level names, just so it's easier to refer to them in my memory. Okay, the short sword is a little bit of a adjustment because I was very used to being pokey. Didn't like being pokey, but this is not the way. Here's my next little ambush. Yeah, now I can hit more than one person at a time. It's great. Love it. Here's a guy. Yeah, like being chased by mobs, not cool with a rapier. Very unfun. To have to like pick one guy at a time. And we got some more here. A little fire sword. Don't really need to kill these guys, but I guess I don't want the off chance they might chase me into the shortcut. Love the sort of like smoldering effects on my body whenever I get burned. That's a nice little touch in the animation. What grass am I using? There's two different kinds, and there's one that I don't want to be using too much. I think that's the one that I don't want to be using too much. This is the one that I want to use more. This thing, what does it do? Counteracts poison. Well, we're not really in poison land right now, so there's no reason for us to have that. And this thing... Oh, I think this is what makes you human, maybe? No, it's not. It's something else. If anybody in chat knows what this does, let me know. Is it a PvP thing? I don't know. Right now we're going to take it off. I just want healing items here. And let's make it easy. Let's go big, medium, small. Oh, I should not have actually done that. I just forgot I was at 75% health because I'm a ghost. Let's fight some stuff with magic. Oh, it's an alluring skull. You were right, Michael. I think you're right. Weird that they would like auto put that on your hotbar. That and the poison thing are just not particularly useful right now. Why do I want to allure more enemies? I guess you can use them to get them away from you. There's not like a system or any sort of encounter like the boar where you're like trying to knock the enemy or like push the enemies into a particular location in Boletaria. You just like get surrounded a lot. Oh, I forgot that my magic can basically go through that guy's shield. Yeah. Alright. Sword. Oops. Let's get a little heal. Whoop. Not being able to see where the stairs are behind me is a little nerve-wracking. Ooh. Okay. Let's go down to solid ground, friends. So mean. Okay, if you insist. Where are you? Oh, do you jump? Or are you up here? You're up here. There we go. The fact that the enemies also can, like, switch into range mode in a moment's notice. Still alive. Still alive. And no cat ring to save me. Anyways, the fact that the enemies also kind of are, a lot of them are hybrid attackers, like they can attack from range and close up, I think is maybe part of the whole, like, the game wanting you to do that too. Michael said, I didn't know that magic in Demon Souls wasn't Vancian, like in DS1. What does Vancian mean? Or is that a typo? Oh, do you mean like how many times you get to use it? Like there's a number attached to it, like each spell? Yeah, it's kind of like Dark Souls 3 in that way. So I don't know if that's what you mean. Oh, or casting is based on a set number of casts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like the set number of casts thing in Dark Souls 1, to be honest. I haven't talked about this on stream, but recently I did a little bit of a soul level 1 run of Dark Souls 1, since I have, played that game so many times, and like to the point where I speed ran it. I was like, I probably am good enough at this to do a soul level 1 run. And the way you do soul level 1 run typically is you do pyromancy. And pyromancy is that thing where you have a set number of casts per spell. And so there are a lot of bosses where, like, you just are going to run out of pyromancy before the boss encounter is over. What is this for? Oh, this is the boss. This opens the boss. Here we go. Finally. Okay, but as I was saying, I kind of like hit a roadblock in my Dark Souls 1 Soul Level 1 run. I actually got all the way to Gwyn, but I didn't fight Gwyn because I tried to do the DLC. And once I got to Manus and Calamite, it's actually mostly been Manus I've been fighting, but like my pyromancy just so does not get me through the whole fight. And then you're kind of stuck using like the worst melee weapons, imaginable against some of the hardest bosses imaginable. Just like not doing nearly enough damage. You just have to pretty much... Oh! Am I dead? Ah! The first death was that. The first death was that. Here we go. One death. We did it. That was actually a very fast way of getting me back to where I wanted to be. But I also lost a bunch of souls. So let's go get those. By the way, still curious about the question of whether or not people would continue watching if I went longer than 2 hours. I don't think I got any votes on that. But I will defer to the judgment of people watching. Got our fog door. Nice. I like that this stays here. That's very cool. Like it's not just a cutscene thing. Hello, fire sword. Friend. Ooh, thank you for the fire bomb. About to need that. But first, souls. Cam said we would both dip and catch body if you go past 10. Okay, so I will stop at 10. Which will be enough time to beat this boss. And probably call it a night, but we'll see. 1-2 is a pretty short level compared to this one, but I would want to, you know, fully explore it. Where's my souls? Okay. Woo! That was a bit unnecessarily risky. Unnecessarily close. Whoop! Gosh. These spear boys. They gave me trouble last time too. Alright. Souls, please. Where are they? I fell from really, really far up. Is this it? Yeah, okay. I could go back to the Nexus just to heal. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't just like rest at the bonfires like you can in Dark Souls 1. Like you have to go back to the Nexus. I guess Bloodborne does a similar thing. But I really like just kind of being able to sit at the bonfire really quick and like reset the area or heal myself in the Souls games and Elden Ring. Though Elden Ring has that cutscene thing that I don't love. But I will not go back to the Nexus to heal myself or get my magic back because that would be boring to watch. So let's get combat ready here. We need this. We need this. Magic might make healing, or magic might make fire unnecessary, but we will check. And I'll keep this in here as well, just for fun. Okay, here we go. Now, can I kill these dudes with this magic? I can. Okay, so I'll use this until it runs out, and then it's fire. Weird first actual boss. Demon Souls bosses are just kind of odd compared to Dark Souls bosses. Like, you know, when Dark Souls 2 came out, there was the whole meme about dudes in armor, right? I guess it was like people liked Artorias in Dark Souls 1, and so like they included more duels. And like as the series have gone on, there have been more and more duels because then most people agree that like duels feel really good in these games. But you do not have a lot of duels in Demon Souls. They're still like trying to figure out what works, and they're doing a lot of, you know, wacky experiments and seeing what I don't know what people respond to. I don't know if there's necessarily like play testing these things or anything, but again, Demon Souls like just has a lot of ideas, and some of them are good and some of them are bad. Phalanx is a good idea. I like the Phalanx, but I probably wouldn't have put the Phalanx here. I probably wouldn't have made it the first major boss. Because the real main thing that it's sort of like testing you on is like, have you figured out how fire and magic and stuff works? Which like doesn't seem like the important first message or the first lesson to learn, you know. I think these things will respawn, so I need to stop getting the ones on the outside and just like go for the core of this guy. There we go. I need a heal though. There we go. Yeah, because the actual, again, like weird gimmick, weird like, you know, experimental Demon Souls idea. The actual boss health bar is not the phalanxes themselves, it's the thing underneath it. You gotta kill a bunch of normal enemies before you can attack the boss at all. Again, weird first boss. Don't love it, but it's cool. Let's try the firebomb thing. I think my fire sword had even run out just now. There we go. This is how I win. Again, it's like kind of the intended gameplay experience. People very much pride themselves on not using magic and not using items and stuff. Like Demon Souls wants you to do it. They made that like the main way to beat the first boss. Demon vanquished. Body restored. Oh yeah, I become human after you beat a boss. Kind of like being embered in Dark Souls 3. And look at all those shards. Yeah, the Phalanx drop shards. I mentioned Stonefang Tunnel being like a big place you get those, but there are certain enemies that drop them earlier as well. I think now that I've beaten the Phalanx, I can go back to the Nexus and meet the Maiden in Black. And we might call it there. Yeah, it's 9:45. So we'll do that, and then we will call it there. Where's the Archstone? Is this it? Yeah.
Welcome back.
There she is.
The monumental.
She kind of looks like the the character that Jesse designed in some ways, like the length of the hair and the color of the hair. She's got the big waxy eyes though. They call her like the Candle Maiden. She has like wax occluding her eyes. And she is sending me up here to go talk to, what was the name of it? The Monumental.
Will explain the nexus to thee.
Yeah. This will take a minute. I'm glad I have 15 minutes left on stream because this will take a bit. Let's talk to the Maiden in Black then.
The monumental awaits thee above.
Weird how everybody else's mouth moves.
Monumental
Like the
will explain
models
the
are
nexus to
animated
thee.
with like moving mouths, but not her. I guess there's some sort of, you know, weird spiritual mystical stuff going on with her. She sort of like exists on a higher plane of existence, I think, than most of the other characters here. She's sort of like in cahoots with the god / King Alant, though I don't know if we're meant to know that yet. Yeah, the OG Souls waifu, as Michael says. I like that I'm sort of glowing blue when I'm human. It's nice. Okay, yeah, here's the door. I was kind of like exploring here earlier, before stream. And this is the way to like the Monumental, but there's a bar here you can't get through. until you beat the Phalanx. They don't want you exploring up here just yet. Read message. I'm lost. Yeah, finding the monumental is like an annoying task the first time you do it, because the Nexus is just really big and it's really easy to miss these things. But here's the monumental, I believe. Yeah. So there's all these statues. Like, these are not real people, I don't think. Or maybe they're corpses. I forget if they're corpses or they're statues. Probably corpses. And there's one that's alive, and that's the monumental. We're going to talk to him. Yeah.
We have long awaited you, slayer of demons.
Also, mouth not moving. Interesting.
I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you.
Lore dump time.
Once, we too a scourge of demons faced.
He's basically saying, like, this has happened before. The quest you're on is a cycle.
In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One.
Kind of a Lovecrafty
Across the land
vibe
seeped
here.
a colourless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world lost, erased by the fog. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones, one to the king of a small
That's
yet
Boletaria.
industrious land, one to
Stonefang.
the king of the burrowers underground, one to the wise king
Latria.
of the great ivory
I love
tower,
Latria. I cannot wait to get there.
one to the chieftain of
I think this
lost
is the one that's broken and you don't get to go
souls,
to.
one to the shaman of the
Yeah, this is
worshipping shadowmen,
the storm god. I forget the name of the
and the
place.
last to the great giants of the northern lands.
Which one is
The archstones
Valley
were
Defilement?
placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the old one here below the nexus.
Yeah, Cam, the music in Demon
and
Souls is
pivoted
so
the
good.
soul arts. Finally,
Maybe
we
the
became
best music in the
monumentals,
series.
half-living sentinels of the fabric
No, I love the
of
Bloodborne
reality.
music. It's a little bit sameier, though.
Alas, the
There's
other
much more like
monumentals
kind
have
of
perished,
low-key,
and only
kind
I
of mystical
remain.
sound and stuff in this. The giants are the broke one. So the one that I said was the broke one was actually the Valley Defilement. Okay, so now I can go wherever I want,
Now it is your turn.
which I will not do tonight.
You must lull the old one back to its slumber and seal it away for all eternity. If not, the deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden?
Yes.
Yes.
Even though, like,
We are
clearly
fortunate indeed
plenty
to
of other
have
people
you.
have done this before, and we are back
Now,
here.
Go
You know?
forth and destroy every last demon.
But this is like the last
Our
one, so
without demons
I
to
think
feed
I
its
think like the
soul,
number of monumentals
will
left is
new
like how many more
service
times we can repeat the cycle.
and lure
So I think
you
the
to its
idea
vision.
is that when you kind of make your decision at the end of this game, like whether you make the, I mean, I guess we can talk more about it when we get to the end of the game. But I think the idea is like the world is ending, kind of like Dark Souls 3. It's like you're kind of like making a final decision about it, though. But there have been a lot of cycles before you. But this is like the last cycle. Yeah, Cam, you're right about Bloodborne. Like the music being a bit samey, but it kind of being of a piece with that pedal to the metal all the time ethos. I really like that about it. Okay, let's talk to the man in black. Level up. Finish up for today. Hello.
Brave soul, for whom death
Hey.
is no fear.
Stop turning away.
Prithee, lull the old one back to its ancient slumber.
Okay. So she gives me a white eye stone. I think that's what you use to become human when you don't want to have 75% health anymore. Okay, so now it's just telling me that she is the level up person. You can channel your souls into her to level up. Which we have a lot of souls now. The way they kind of divvy out souls in this game, it's kind of interesting, like the soul economy, like how it works in the various games, like how they've balanced it differently in different games. Like in Dark Souls 2, there's like giving you tons and tons of souls all the time, and Elden Ring, it's like really stingy. This is a pretty stingy one. Like, you really only are leveling up after bosses, because you just don't get very many from small potatoes enemies. Touch the demon inside me. We're gonna hear her say that a lot, for better or for worse. Okay, we want health. We want all the health. And I think I have more soul items. Yeah. Might give me enough for one more, please.
Then touch the demons.
Yeah, one more. Okay. And then she says, what else do we have to say?
Myself. I'm only here to tend to each flame. I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
Oh yeah, so that's one reason why she calls her the Candle Maiden. Like she's holding this big like sconce that she's using to like keep all these candles lit. So I guess that goes along with the whole like wax in the eyes thing. Oh, also, I love how Demon Souls, the characters will like get offended if you walk away from them while you're talking to them. Like all of them do that. Like, okay, bye. Maybe she only does it once. Do you have anything else to say? Yeah, I already said that. Okay, cool. So that is pretty much the end of the stream, folks. I have had a great time playing the first part of Demon Souls. Really excited to get back to it next week and play the second part of Demon Souls. And it's going to be hard to not play it in that week interim. But that is what's going to happen. So thanks for being here. I will see you next Monday. Hope you have enjoyed the first solo stream. If you have feedback for the solo stream, things that can make it better, if you want the ASMR music to return, let me know. Yeah, and I'll see you next Monday. Have a great night, everybody.